Watching the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive Game of the Week.
Welcome to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico. With the national spotlight on the Group of Five Game of the Year, it's the first big test for top 10 Cincinnati as they visit unbeaten, high-scoring SMU. And we welcome you to Dallas. I'm Beth Mullins along with Kirk Morrison. We've got Chris Budden with us as well tonight.
Yeah.
And while the Bearcats and the Mustangs, they're worried about the task at hand tonight, but for the rest of us, Kirk, a little bigger picture, it looks an awful lot like an audition for the playoff selection committee as well.
Oh, you mentioned it. This is an elimination game for the college football playoff. Look, Cincinnati and SMU, they've got championship hopes the way that they're playing so far this season. They know if you lose tonight, you're out of the college football playoff talk, and now you're just worried about the Group of Five championship. Right now, I can't wait to see which team prevails.
Yeah, it's a top 10 offense for SMU. They've got Shane Buechele piloting their air raid attack.
Look, it's Shane Buechele, the fifth-year senior grad transfer from the University of Texas. Who else would you want quarterback? And a guy who's got great poise, great accuracy, but most important, he's a true competitor, and that's the reason why SMU, their offense, is where it's at right now. High flying. It's all because of another quarterback wearing number 7, Shane Buechele.
He'll be tested tonight. On the other side for Cincinnati, they come to town with a top 10 defense. The Bearcats, Kirk, have not given up a passing touchdown all year.
Oh, Beth, this is the big test for this Cincinnati defense, right? This isn't Army. This is not USF. This is SMU's offense. And look, I'll tell you this, Cincinnati has circled this game. They understand they've had a layoff 3+ weeks, but they know tonight will let them know what kind of defense that they're going to have for 2020.
So that's the marquee matchup, but we know, Chris Budden, that the scene stealer tonight could just be Cincy quarterback Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, but Ridder's going to have to play much better than they did in their last game against USF, where he had 3 interceptions. Some of the local Cincinnati media has been wondering, should there be a quarterback competition? Desmond Ridder told me this week that he doesn't let that negative press get to him. He's his own worst critic. So anything that someone said, he's probably thought about himself. The coaching staff said they would like to get him some early confidence, call some QB runs, let him take some hits. He's a fiery guy, so maybe getting some early physicality could light him up a bit. The good news also, Cincinnati getting back one of their top wide receivers, Alex Pierce, who has been out all season with a knee injury.
It's the Group of Five Game of the Year. The Bearcats like that blue-collar Clifton-style football, while SMU comes with the air raid. The winner tonight emerging as the G5 frontrunner. Back here in Dallas, getting set for this Group of Five showdown and a chance to get a leg up in the American Athletic Conference. 4 of the last 6 years, the AAC champ has gone on to represent the G5 in a New Year's 6 bowl game. Cincinnati winning the toss, and they will defer, so we will get the matchup we're looking for with the top 10 SMU offense and the top 10 Cincinnati defense. Cole Smith boots it away and into the end zone, and SMU will elect to bring it out here. And getting to the corner and then tripping up on the carpet a la Daniel Jones on the return with a flag down as well is Massey, and SMU will have it. Let's see what the call is as to where they will start out with it.
During the return, holding, receiving team, number 6, 10-yard penalty, first down, SMU.
That's one of the things already, Beth, that you're seeing. SMU last week struggled on special teams already with a penalty starting the game off.
And Luke Richmond, our referee tonight, as we see Shane Buechele come on. Fabulous last week against Tulane in terms of the yardage and the touchdowns. They had a big night on their 3rd down plays. They would like to be much better tonight on 1st and 2nd down. They think it'll be a lot tougher to convert against this Cincinnati defense. Ulysses Bentley trying to get to the outside, and Cincinnati stretches out the field defensively, nowhere to go. Joel DeBlanco, the middle linebacker, with the stop. He is alongside Jarrell White, the leading tackler for this defense. Terrific in the secondary. So let's see if SMU, they wanted to come in, Kirk, with a well-balanced run-pass attack to keep Cincinnati guessing a little bit more. On 2nd down and 13, Bentley chugs for a couple up the middle, right into the heart of that defense. And here we go immediately for this SMU attack, a 3rd down situation.
Yeah, already a 3rd and long. It's just what they did not want from a week ago versus Tulane. The 3rd and long situations, 3rd and 9 plus here, 3rd and 10. You don't want your quarterback in these types of situations, but here it again. This offensive line for SMU having to hold up and see if Shane Buechele can find an open receiver for a 1st down.
3 receivers with the tight end Grant's in the motion man. Buechele rifles it across the middle, and it's caught for a 1st down to Tyler Page. Page, Danny Gray, and Rashee Rice all had over 100 yards receiving last week.
Great protection, first of all, but the forgotten man within this offense makes the catch for a 1st down. And I believe we had an injured Bearcat before the snap.
I think it was Arquan Bush who, on that last play, trying to tackle Tyler Page, lost a cleat. And as SMU tried to rush up to the line of scrimmage to go up tempo, Arquan got down on his backside to make sure the officials saw that he wasn't properly attired.
I think we only have, 8,000 fans here at Gerald Ford Stadium, and all 8,000 knew what was going on. The boos started to scatter around, but we all know Cincinnati may be trying to pull one out really quickly to get this SMU offense slowing down.
Tyler Page, 16 yards, by the way, on that catch across the middle. Low snap to Buechele, and his pass incomplete. They have been deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Rolling on the field. It's an incomplete pass. 2nd down.
Yeah, low snap to start the play, and it just never really, I think, developed.
Shane Buechele, the grad student from Arlington, Texas, who started out at the University of Texas in Austin, was a starter there, lost out to Sam Ehlinger, and arrived here in Dallas. He's been the starter for the Mustangs the last 2 seasons. He's top 10 in the country right now this year in both passing yards and passing touchdowns. In this air raid attack, they'll try the sky again for a short gain to Danny Gray. Of course, Sonny Dykes is a 3rd stop as a head coach, now in his 3rd season. A 10-win season last year. That was the best since the early 80s, in the days of the Pony Express, when Eric Dickerson and Craig James were running wild here in Dallas. These 2 teams emerging along with Navy as the early season front runners in the American Athletics. UCF already suffering a loss this year. Buechele on 3rd and 7 will try and run up the middle with it, and Cincinnati was ready. The ball comes out at the tail end of the play. Cincinnati looking to jump on the loose ball. Oh, and a big play up front. Justin Osborne, is he the guy that comes out with the football?
Yeah, it looked as if the forward progress may have been stopped, and the knee looked to be down before that ball came loose. So a big break there for SMU. Again, 3rd and 6 plus, not much there. The rush by Cincinnati getting up the field. Shane Buechele just tried to get what he could, but a nice stop there by the Cincinnati Bearcat defense.
Coming after the punt, Ryan Montgomery, the fair catch, back inside his own 30-yard line. So the first tug of war goes to the Cincinnati defense. Here comes Desmond Ridder when we return.
ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. Happy Geico-ween. You could save even more by bundling home and car insurance.
Safety first for the mask-wearing Mustangs here on the SMU campus in Dallas. A punt for the first possession for SMU, so now it's Cincinnati's turn under the direction of 3-year starter Desmond Ridder, the junior out of Louisville, and a look to throw it incomplete on 1st down. Let's take a look at tonight's Chick-fil-A impact players. Kurt?
It looks to me, look, Bruno LaBelle, the tight end, he's part of that Swiss Army knife group. He is the hammer of the tight end group. Jarrell White, the linebacker, the leading tackler that you mentioned earlier, Beth, in the American. And on the SMU side, Danny Gray, he's taking over for Reggie Robertson on the outside. looks to have a big game last week versus Tulane. Can he duplicate it again? And Delano Robinson, number 3, the linebacker on defense, the leader of this SMU defense.
Ritter looking to throw again on 2nd down, and now he'll tuck it and run with it, and he'll pick up about 8 yards. Interesting for the Bearcats, they come out with a couple of pass calls to start, and then Ritter able to use his legs.
Yeah, but I think that one right there, that run, just to pick up some positive yards on 2nd down, that's what they want from Ritter. They have to let him settle in a little bit, get the nerves out. That first pass a little bit errant, but just to get some yards and set up this 3rd and 3, this is where the Bearcats want to be in. Quick outside hitting routes on 3rd down.
Bell is the motion man against the 4-man pressure. Ritter looking for a lane again. He'll find one and pick up the 1st down yardage. In this his 29th start. He's 24-4 as the starter. He's got some changes though to deal with up front. 2 new starters, including his center, true freshman Jake Renfro, and Dylan O'Quinn will start at left guard, replacing Jeremy Cooper.
Is that the reason why they've opened up with 3 straight passes?
Perhaps it is.
3 straight passes by a team that wants to control the line of scrimmage.
Working out of the pistol here and play action. And there's a completion to Ja'Shawn Jackson, spinning down inside the 40-yard line, and that'll move the chains again for the Bearcats.
That's what this new offensive wide receiver group for Cincinnati looks like. They're all 5'10", 5'9", but guys that you want to get the football to in the open space. You make one guy miss. That's all they want to do. Make one guy miss, and you see the elusiveness to the outside.
Couple of 1st downs now across midfield into SMU territory for the Bearcats. Ritter drops this one off to Josh Wiley, and he is close to 1st down yardage. It looks like he'll be about a yard shy. Luke Fickell and his Bearcats are looking to make a statement here tonight. It's their first road game of the year, their first night game of the year, their first game at all in 21 days. They had a COVID postponement, they had a bye week. Any thought that they might be rusty or a bit over anxious, they are not showing it right now. They are executing well with Desmond Ritter at the helm. They'll try the end around here with Trey Tucker, who works his way down inside the 25-yard line, and another 1st down.
They have not ran the ball yet. This is all short, quick passing by Cincinnati. They see something early. This is their opening script. And I think if you're SMU defensively, you're gearing up to stop the run, control the line of scrimmage, yet they've put the ball in the air every single play so far this drive for Cincinnati.
A little bit different than expected out of the Bearcats. Executing it well. Ritter, well, there's the first miscue. It actually looked like Jared Dokes actually ran into his arm as he was attempting to throw it. Incomplete.
I know that's a great sight for Cincinnati fans, right? See Alec Pierce, the wide receiver, the junior, back from injury early in the season, hasn't played yet, but I think a big play threat for Ritter, especially down here near the red zone.
They come in 3-0 without having Pierce the last 3 weeks, and of course no Michael Warren in the backfield this year. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. A little bit more by committee thus far for the Bearcats. Here is Jared Dokes. He's a good receiver out of the backfield. Knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. And now a 3rd down call coming up.
Yeah, now a down in which they actually have to throw the ball. Now, they've thrown it all this drive, but this is a play right now on 3rd down. Who's the go-to guy? I just mentioned Alec Pierce is back. If I'm Desmond Ritter, I'm seeing if I got one-on-one on the outside, I got a big play receiver, 6'3", 213. This is the matchup that he wants.
Dokes will run it on 3rd and 5, and he's got the 1st down yardage inside the 10. 1st and goal, Cincinnati.
Just great blocking up front. Just watch the offensive line. Just everybody hat on hat. And then this is what you want if you're Jared Dokes. You want to have one-on-one with the linebacker, number 16, Trevor Dimbo, right there in the hole, but Dokes making a miss, picking up a 1st down.
Look at the red zone numbers for both these sides. That was one of the new guys, by the way, Dylan O'Quinn, moving some men around up front. Ritter will turn and give again to Dokes. Muscles his way forward for a yard, perhaps. On a drive that has seen them throw it quite a bit. In fact, 4 different guys have caught the pass thus far from Ritter.
But now you get down here to what I call the tight red, inside that 10-yard line, not necessarily in the goal line range, inside the 5. This is where Desmond Ritter does come alive, Beth. Watch the legs of the quarterback. Constricted space. This is where number 9 comes to life.
He's helping out Pierce, and they'll finally set him up in the slot left. Dokes looking for some space. Well executed by Elijah Chapman, who plugged it up in the middle. And they forced a 3rd and goal.
Yeah, you mentioned Elijah Chapman just getting off a block, stopping the run. Now putting this Cincinnati Bearcat offense in 3rd and long inside the 10-yard line. Restricted space again. What is Kevin Kane, the defensive coordinator for SMU? Does he bring pressure here, go man-to-man on the outside?
Check to the sideline. The play clock running down to 3, 2, and they're going to have to burn a timeout.
Charge timeout, Cincinnati.
We'll take the break with them. Cincinnati knocking on the door, and a big 3rd down coming up. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico. And welcome back for Cincinnati to last year's leading receiver, Alec Pierce, back after missing the first 3 games.
This 3rd down here, Beth. You have a 6'3", 218-pound receiver in Alec Pierce. This is the reason why you got to just throw it up. He's the big body receiver of that receiving group. Man-to-man on the outside.
By himself at the bottom of your screen. Ritter looking that way, and he throws underneath. After Pierce cleared it out for the tight end, Josh Wiley, wide open touchdown. Josh Wiley ducked right into the Pierce vapor trail. Look at this.
Yeah, it's just Wiley. He lines up. He's a number 3 wide receiver. He goes all the way underneath a crossing route, and no one for SMU was there to cover him. Eyes were on Ritter. The one-on-one on the outside, man-to-man coverage, and Wiley, the screwdriver of that Swiss Army knife group of the tight ends, with his 2nd touchdown in as many weeks. 12
plays, 70 yards, 5.5 minutes. And it was the arm of Desmond Ritter who went 5 of 7 on that drive. 7-zip Cats.
ESPN, home of the college football playoff.
Remember that National Vote Early Day is October 24th. For more information, visit IamAvoter.com.
SMU has dominated first quarters through their first 5 games, but tonight it is Cincinnati, a methodical drive down the field, taking up over 5.5 minutes. And Desmond Ritter hit 5 passes to 4 different guys, including the touchdown to Josh Wiley.
Let me take you back to the touchdown play here. Look, SMU is thinking the same thing I am, which is we got to double Alec Pierce. But then you have the tight end who comes in motions and comes all the way across. This linebacker right here, it looks like Richard McBride has to get a little bit deeper to see the receiver, the tight end coming across. He doesn't do that, and it's a touchdown. It's the same thing. You got a double team in the back. No one's guarding the tight end coming all the way across. And that's something I'm telling you on the sideline right now. Kevin Kane, that defense of SMU, definitely talking right now. We got to figure that out. Can't have guys running free for a touchdown.
Second possession now for Shane Buechele. Pressure coming on the blitz, and the defensive back making his way in there. The linebacker Jarrell White, the AAC's leading tackler, gets the sack.
One of the impact players of the game I already talked about, Beth. You better find number 8. He's coming from the right side, and he's just unblocked. If you're not going to block the leading tackler in the American Conference, that's the results you're going to get. That's a sack. That's an easy play for Jarrell White. I'm sorry.
Sends the Mustangs all the way back to their own 14-yard line and a 2nd and 21. Big hole up the middle for Bentley and then corralled by DeBlanco. Good reaction from Joel. Limits that to about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, he had some room there, right? DeBlanco came out of nowhere to make that tackle. Could be a touchdown-saving tackle. Looked like to be a big gain. But again, 3rd and long. We've talked about this over and over, Beth. It's 3rd and 16 again. SMU backed up.
Buechele will switch things up. 2nd game for him without Reggie Robertson, the wide receiver who's out for the season. Bentley out of the backfield makes the catch, gets across the 25, and he will be short of the mark to gain, and it's another 4th down punting situation for Chris Nagard.
Yeah, we talked about the measuring the stick, the test, the big test for the Cincinnati defense, and you're seeing it right now. The first couple drives, getting SMU in those long 3rd downs already. That brush taking over, forcing a check down by SMU.
A little bit different against the Cincinnati defense than it was against Tulane last week, and a collision on the punt. And this could be SMU running into the Bearcat back there to try and make the play.
Interference with the opportunity to catch a kick. Kicking team, number 8. It's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul for 1st down, Cincinnati.
Yeah, Ryan Montgomery never had a chance. Brian Massey slammed into him. Well, next week, Halloween, and we celebrate with a Big Ten showdown for you in State College. The Buckeyes of Ohio State looked awfully good today and running through Nebraska. Different story, though, for Penn State. Shocked in overtime by Indiana today. Always a good one, though, when it's Penn State, Ohio State next Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern from Beaver Stadium. That will come your way on ABC and the ESPN app.
A week 2 elimination game for Penn State already, right? Can you believe that? Welcome to the college football season, Big Ten.
Back to Cincinnati now. Their first drive resulting in the touchdown, the Ritter pass to Josh Wiley. Receiver screen and a big hit. Short gain for the Bearcats. Here's what Desmond did on his last drive.
Yeah, they wanted to get him going early. They wanted him to settle in. He got his feet moving a little bit, got out of the pocket, but the short, quick passes, high percentage passes, got that offense going in that first drive.
Dokes off the right side, and he's got the 1st down. What you got for us, Chris?
We've started to see that confidence play out on the sidelines. After that touchdown, he ran over, found some of his friends and fans back in the stands and was yelling at them, then went down methodically taking notes in his notepad before coming back out.
Yeah, this is a big night for Desmond, who's been hearing some whispers and some commentary a little bit louder than whispers about whether or not he should be the guy moving forward for the Cincinnati offense.
Defense. Enter the neutral zone.
Well, I think the biggest thing here is that the expectations for Desmond Ritter have rose each and every single year. After the year that he had as a freshman, everyone expecting him to take that big jump, and it just has not been there. And then you throw 3 interceptions in their last game versus USF, yes, you're going to get people in Cincinnati talking about, is there time to make a change? I'd go with the guy who's won 24 games already for me.
Coaching staff telling us he has turned the doubts into motivation and has actually been able to relax a little bit with the understanding he's got a lot of guys around him that can help. One of them is right here, Jared Dokes into the secondary, the stiff arm inside the 20. And another trip into the red zone for the Bearcats.
I mean, if you look at the right side of the offensive line, they are creating the hole that Jared Dokes, there's just nobody there. And you talk about controlling the line of scrimmage early on. This is what Cincinnati wants to do. Ball control the line of scrimmage, And so far, Jared Dokes, nice big run.
19 yards for Dokes. It's 1st and 10. Ritter will keep. Gets inside the 10, down the sideline, and did he get in? Yes, he did. Desmond Ritter steps inside the pylon. 2 possessions, 2 scores for Cincinnati.
We wanted to see, was this offense going to be rusty? So far, they have not. Desmond Ritter, that's supposed to be a high percentage pass to the tight end, Leonard Taylor, but yet SMU had it covered. Taylor turns up the tight end, gets a block, and then Ritter, using his legs, one of his great attributes, finding the end zone for a touchdown.
21 days since their last game, and he gets to bang the drum 6 times for 6 points. And they have not looked rusty at all, the exact opposite.
No, not at all. You just think about it. The block there by Taylor, and then Desmond Ritter just taking over, smelling the end zone.
Well, you could hear him telling his receiver to go, go, go. He needed a blocker in front of him, and he got it. And Ritter able to do the rest on his own. And what a start for Cincinnati on the road tonight.
You talk about confidence building for your quarterback. He improvised there. That was a broken play, Beth. And what does he do? He turned it up. You get a touchdown and good things happen. Very surprised so far. This Cincinnati offense has been ball control. You couldn't have asked for a better start if you're Cincinnati offensive.
These 2 teams, by the way, knew coming in tonight. Navy lost to Houston earlier. Navy had been atop the standings, so the winner here also will stay in front in the American Athletic. With plenty of football left to go, Houston 2-0 in the league. They do have a non-conference loss, but Chris Budden referenced it in our open tonight. The scene stealer could be Desmond Ritter. He's been terrific through the first couple of possessions. It has been the Cincinnati offense that has been the dominant force thus far. Ritter 6 for 8, 50 yards, and they've already got 65 yards rushing.
But I want to see what this SMU offense can do now. Look, last week was the first time they played from behind against Tulane, and now the largest deficit of the season for SMU.
Buechele to the air. They'll try and get something going for Danny Big Play Gray, who had a monster game against Tulane last week. 6 touches, 165 yards, and 2 scores. That's over 27 yards per touch.
They just want to get the ball in his hands. It doesn't matter whether it's quick passes, reverses, just get the ball in Danny Gray's hands.
Buechele stepping up, looking for Bentley, who had beaten his man down the sideline, and Shane threw it a bit behind him.
Great coverage by Cincinnati there. They had everybody covered down the field, and you mentioned Bentley leaked out late. Buechele missed him, but again, 3rd and 5 here. The money down. Early on, they went to Tyler Page, the slot receiver in the middle. Let's see, where does Buechele go here? Remember, he can take off and run. Let's watch how there's Marcus Freeman, defensive coordinator for Cincinnati. What do they do here?
Incomplete on the throw out to the 35-yard line, and it's 4th down.
Well, they brought pressure. They brought 6. And they go man-to-man across in the back end. And Derek Forrest, the corner, or the safety, with a nice play on Kylan Granson. That's back-to-back 3-and-outs for this SMU offense. They wanted to go up against a top 10 type defense in Cincinnati. First 3 drives have been outstanding.
Fair catch Montgomery at the 26-yard line for Cincinnati. And the schedule, well, it's been a work in progress, as it has been for a lot of teams around the country due to the COVID. They picked up a win. They had a game canceled. That's a big deal when they don't get to play Miami of Ohio, one of their in-state rivals. And then back-to-back, they had a bye week and had to reschedule Tulsa last week due to a COVID situation. So they finally arrive here with SMU. But as a result now for Luke Fickell, the next 3 will be at home at Nippert Stadium, where they have a 16-game winning streak. The last 3 games of the year will all be on the road for the Bearcats. including a trip to Orlando to play UCF. Ritter incomplete, out to the 40-yard line. Let's check in with Chris.
Yeah, the SMU defense starting to get agitated with each other, kind of yelling on the sidelines. Their defensive coaches telling them, do your job, act like grown men. And then Sonny Dykes brought the entire defense over, kind of good cop, bad cop, to try and get them to settle down.
Yeah, that's one of the things that SMU did not want, is to let Desmond Ritter get comfortable. First 2 drives, he looked pretty comfortable to me.
Well, the strategy was to try and turn him into a passer, right? Well, he's looked pretty good on the short passing game thus far. And now can they bottle up the run game? Swarming defense there, so SMU receiving the message from their coach and making life a little bit more difficult. It'll bring up a 3rd down.
And this is where the SMU defense wants to get in. They want to be in the 3rd and long situations. They've got 15 sacks on the year. And Kevin Kane, the defensive coordinator, he wants to let his guys loose, let them go after Desmond Ritter, make him have to throw from the well.
They've also been very good at forcing the turnovers. 10 takeaways for this defense so far. Ritter looking deep down the middle, and he's got a man for the 1st down out to the 40-yard line. It's Trey Tucker, the sophomore from Akron, and that'll move the sticks.
Yeah, nice in-breaking route there by Tucker. Look at the protection first, but watch the eyes of Ritter, the quarterback. He knows where he wants to go with the football. He delivers a strike there on 3rd down.
16 more yards through the air. Ritter has started the night hitting 70% of his throws. 90 seconds of this 1st quarter, and Ritter will run. He will choose not to slide as he gets out across the 45 and a gain of about 8. That may take care of the 1st quarter of play, and it's been a good one for the visitors. First game in 21 days for Cincinnati, and boy, do they look sharp with Desmond Ritter at the helm. A throwing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, up 2 scores on the road. Welcome back to the American Conference on ESPN. 6 years of the college football playoff, and on 4 of those occasions, it was the American champ who represented the group of 5 in a New Year's 6 bowl. Will it be one of these 2 this year, as Ritter is almost picked off, throwing deep down the middle? Well, they almost got out the bottle service at club takeaway, Kurt.
Yeah, Chase Cromartie, number 18, he just watches the quarterback and watch the break. He broke right in front of Alec Pierce, and that's a drop. I mean, that ball's right there in the hands of Chase Cromartie for an interception, but just a great read by the safety, cutting right in front of Alec Pierce, number 12 for Cincinnati.
So, of course, we talked all pregame about the SMU offense and the Cincinnati defense, and the reverse has happened. The star of the show so far is the Cincinnati O. And can the SMU defense get a stop here and get their offense the football back? On 3rd and short, it looks like the spot is good for the Mustangs.
We're calling 4th down. That nice big stop, big hit by the senior Delano Robinson, one of my impact players. He gets one-on-one in the hole. That time Robinson won, but 4th down, look, you're already up 14. And the way that your defense is playing, you're going for it if you're Luke Fickell. Again, look, 23, Jared Dokes, 6 foot 230, right behind Ritter. Either I'm quarterback sneaking it, or I'm handing it off to 23.
Remember, you got 2 new offensive linemen out there tonight as well for Cincinnati. They will snap it, and there is a flag.
Get a false start there.
Right to the snap. Full start. Offense. Number 50. It's a 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
O'Quinn is one of the new starters tonight, and he jumped.
Just the left side. I didn't see much there, but when you get a defender like Shane Haley right there, number 9, jumping up and down erratically, yeah. The official saw it. That's a huge penalty, Beth. That could have been a game changer for Cincinnati to break this game open, but yet the penalty pushes them back and forces a punt.
It's their first penalty of the night. James Smith will punt it away. It is 30. Tyler Page is the return man around his 10. He'll step forward with the fair catch, and it's made at the 16-yard line. One of the most potent offenses in the nation, held to just 26 total yards and -6 rushing in that first quarter. And so what are we looking for here from Sonny Dykes and Shane Buechele to change that up against a top 10 Cincinnati defense?
They just need to get in rhythm, Beth. As cliche as it sounds, they have to win first and second down. They have not done that. And why is that? It's been penalties, it's been bad plays, it's been mistakes, and being sacked also hurts you as well. They have to win first and second down to get in some manageable third downs.
Averaging over 40 points per game. 25 plays this year of over 25 yards. That's best in the land. So here's an opportunity here for Bentley to pick up the first down yardage out of the backfield.
And that's how you win first down. You utilize your redshirt freshman running back, Ulysses Bentley. This is a big tackle here by Jarrell White, man, at the end. But this is the tempo that SMU wants to play with, is getting that big gain on first down.
Keep it on the ground for a few more.
And I think the biggest thing is here, you don't panic. Like, you're down 14. I know it's the largest deficit that you face this season, but there is no panic. You got a fifth-year senior quarterback in Shane Buechele. You just keep calm. You keep competing. You say keep chipping away at that wood.
Working with not only Sonny Dykes, but first-year offensive coordinator Garrett Riley. A guy practically raised on the air raid attack. Buechele to one of his top targets, the tight end Kylan Granson, and it's another first down. That is Garrett Riley.
First down gets you going. Now you're in rhythm. Now let's see the big playability of this offense.
4 of their 5 games this year with Riley, they've had over 500 total yards. But again, this is the big test, the best defense they've seen this year. Buechele on the scramble will chuck it out of play. Good coverage downfield. This is a fabulous secondary that Cincinnati brings to town. Derek Forrest, James Wiggins, Ahmad Gardner, all guys that are difference makers. Then you throw in a Kobe Bryant, one of 2 Kobe Bryants, by the way, in the game tonight.
Yeah, don't forget Arquan Bush, number 9. I had to find a name for him, Beth. I'm going to call him the Bearcat 5.
Okay.
Those 5 defenders in the back end, one of the best secondaries in all of FBS.
Have not given up a pass touchdown in their first 3 games this year. Of course, it helps when you've got some of those guys up front like Myjai Sanders and Curtis Brooks and Elijah Ponder trying to take away the run game.
That's one of the things that Marcus Freeman, the defensive coordinator, wanted to see early on. After having 3 weeks off, Beth, they wanted to see, can they tackle? And so far, you've seen them. They've tackled well. They're flying to the football, but this is the down and distance that they want. 3rd and 11. They like to play man-to-man on the outside. They're going to bring 5 or 6 to get Shane Buechele off the spot.
Whistle before the snap.
Yeah, they called timeout.
They looked a little out of sorts, so they'll call the TO.
Charge timeout. SMU, they're first.
We'll go ahead and break with them, back for a 3rd and 11 on the other side. Thank you very much, Kevin. A lot of rowing to do in the boat in the second half for Minnesota as they try and get back into it. Don't forget, we've got Ohio State and Penn State for you next Saturday night, primetime, 7:30 on ABC. It is 3rd and 11 here for SMU. 1 for 4 so far on the night. Buechele has some time, looking for Gray down the sideline, got his hands on it, could not haul it in, and there is a flag on the play. The coverage from Ahmad Gardner.
Yeah, they got what
Pass
they wanted.
interference. Defense, number 12. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. And automatic first down.
First of all, the protection up front was great. And look, just extending the play was Shane Buechele. Got out of the pocket, saw he had one-on-one on the outside with Gray and Gardner and threw it up. And that time, they got one of the better cover men in all of FBS, Ahmad Sauce Gardner, for pass interference.
1st and 10 across midfield for SMU. Now that power backfield, Bentley has to shift the football to the outside. Again, Jarrell White, who's been all over the field defensively tonight for Cincinnati, makes the play.
Yeah, we're going to call his name a lot tonight, Beth. Seeing him run the alley to the left and the right, he's all over the field. Number 8, just find where number 8 is, and he'll run you down. Got to see, where does this run game go for SMU? Right now, they can't get to the outside. Their best bet is running in between those tackles.
He's really worked hard to become a better practice player this year for Cincinnati. Put him a lot of time to improve his game. Levine upended just inside the 45. Of course, all of the Bearcats have learned to be better practice players. How about playing 3 games and practicing 52 times so far this year?
I've been there, Beth. I've been there, where you just want to hit somebody in an opposite color jersey. It doesn't matter. Like,
You've been down that Allen Iverson rabbit hole a time or two.
Oh my God! You just want to hit somebody else in a different color jersey, and that's the way the Bearcats have been playing so far tonight. They just want to be out there playing.
Yes, they have, and now they've got a chance again here on 3rd and 7. Pressure coming for Buechele, slips away from it. Gets down to about the 38. He's going to be 1.5 yards short, and it's 4th down.
I think they're going to go for it here. Just watch Myjai Sanders here. Getting up the field. They can't block him, but 4th down.
Levine right into the belly of the beast, and he's got the 1st down. To the 36-yard line. They didn't make any substitutions. They kept Tyler Levine in there.
They just give it to Levine's 5'11", 220, just push forward. And I said earlier, I think that's the best bet for SMU running the football. It has to be between the tackles. This secondary linebacking core, just too good on the perimeter and running the alleys. But a 1st down here, taking a shot at the end zone.
10th play of this drive for SMU. Levine gets down inside the 35.
You know, where's the big play at, right? You're waiting for the big play of SMU. Taking a shot deep down the field. They won 1st down. They got what they wanted. A couple yards on 1st down. See if they try to go to the air here. Find Danny Gray.
Trips left, Gray at the bottom of your screen. Buechele, they set up Rashee Rice looking for some yards after the catch. Cincinnati able to swarm at about the 32-yard line. That was Malik Van down at the bottom. And again, 3rd down and 5 right here.
I still think this is 4 down territory here, Beth. So you don't get it here on 3rd down. You still have the opportunity on 4th down. But what does Garrett Riley call?
Thought they might have gotten Van to jump off sides.
I like that matchup right there, Beth. I like that. Kylan Granson in the slot, the tight end.
They're going to run it off the left side. 1st down inside the 20 goes Bentley and into the red zone for the Mustangs.
Wow, look at the hole, the left side of the line. The explosiveness is what Ulysses Bentley, the redshirt freshman, and you can see the confidence now that he's running with, Beth.
Picked up 13 yards there. He's averaging over 100 per game. Quiet through the 1st quarter, and now the SMU offense starting to wake up a bit. They've had some big conversions on 3rd and 4th down to keep the drive alive as they try and work against the biggest deficit they've faced all season, coming in here at 5-0. Their last 2 games have been nail-biters, 3-point wins. Out into the flat, it's caught by Page, shoved out of bounds inside the 10, and the spot looks like it'll set up SMU 1st and goal.
Nice play call there, a little sprint out to the right. Getting the ball out in front of Page for a nice 1st down. It's a nice drive here by SMU. Been a mix of run and pass, but now you get down here inside the 10, restricted space. How do you create space? How do you create room? You got to be able to run the football down here.
Against 4-man pressure, dropped. after the bobble on the goal line by Kylan Granson. That should have been 6.
That's just drop. It's a nice route, option route, and that ball's thrown before Granson turns around. And I think it kind of surprised him, got on him real fast. He couldn't get those hands extended to catch that ball, but that's just great anticipation by the quarterback, though. Realizing, hey, you got a defender on the outside, Granson's going to break inside. Just got to whip his head around faster, get those hands out, catch that with hands.
They've been wearing down the Cincinnati defense a bit. This is the 16th play of the drive. Levine, well, Cincinnati still looks stout. May have lost a yard there. That was 27, Darian Beavers, the senior from Cincy, on the stop, and it's 3rd down.
Well, we shouldn't be surprised, right? You get into the red zone against this Cincinnati defense. They're the best in the American. They tighten up. They play man-to-man. You're going to have extra defenders in that back end.
Well, they were showing pressure off of both edges. Buechele will reset here. They're coming for him. Shane gets the pass away into the end zone. Rashee Rice, touchdown SMU.
Just a bunch formation, and Rashee Rice is on the inside and goes all the way. And that time, just catching the defender, looking in the backfield. And Rashee Rice, another big play for a touchdown.
The response from SMU, the offense finally comes alive. A long touchdown drive, Buechele to Rice, has the Mustangs back in it. Here's a look at the National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. In town here in Dallas, alongside SMU legend Doak Walker, the 1948 Heisman Trophy winner and College Football Hall of Famer. You know, you must have been pretty good when they named the award after you. The Doak Walker Award is still handed out to the best running back in college football, and I think Doak would have been very impressed, Kirk, with that drive. They covered 17 plays, 83 yards in over 7 minutes, gobbling up 6 first downs en route to the end zone.
Yeah, Rashee Rice, his 2nd touchdown of the season. A nice route, but again, Buechele, I mentioned before the drive, no panic, stay calm. I know you're down 14, but you haven't gotten rhythm yet. That last drive looked to be an SMU in rhythm type of drive.
So the response for the Mustangs, and this kick will go out of bounds.
Special teams woes.
Not customary for Chris
Free kick out of
Nagar.
bounds. Number 34, the kicking team. By rule, the ball will be placed on the 35-yard line. 1st down, Cincinnati.
He's been a bright spot for them. He's got a couple of game-winning field goals. They have a kicking game this year, which they really didn't a year ago.
Yeah. But it's these little mistakes that Sonny Dykes, they want to clean up. Remember a little bit earlier, they had a catch interference on the punt return. It's these little mistakes that gives free yards to the offense, in this case Cincinnati.
10 extra, so they'll start 1st and 10 from their own 35. Ritter, they've been aggressive with the pass game. Really a balanced effort with their running game. You know, you talk to Luke Fickell. They talk about how they pride themselves on the development of their offensive line. That's where it all starts. That's where they like to control things. You know, we mentioned earlier Clifton-style football from the blue-collar Clifton Heights neighborhood in Cincinnati. And it's worked to the tune of back-to-back, and the ball pops loose. Big seasons for the Bearcats, but the SMU defense looked like they just made a big play.
Beth, I didn't see who it was. I just saw someone flying in. I just saw a blue jersey get helmet
First down
on hat.
Recovered by Nelson Paul as Dokes fumbles.
It's time for some bottle service over there. I just saw somebody fly in there.
That was Roderick Robertson, number 13, the redshirt freshman.
Yeah, go in there and make a play. Was he down when the ball popped up? But they having a party there on the sideline. I'll tell you that.
Previous plays on the further review.
We're going to review that last play back in a moment. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico, as we continue Dr. Pepper's Championship Drive Game of the Week. The ruling on the field was a fumble by Jared Dokes, but we understand that up in the replay booth they are looking at whether or not it was a fumble, but also whether or not there was a targeting foul on the play.
I think that's the tough part there, is that you get a big play, but now is there an indicator for targeting, which I think we have here.
At the further review, the ruling of a fumble is confirmed, recovered by SMU. There is no foul for targeting, so number 13 from SMU can stay in the game. It'll be first down, SMU.
Wow, so they confirm the call, which is a fumble, and no targeting on Robertson.
Yeah, I think this is probably one that they missed. I'm just watching. Is there an indicator for targeting with the leading of the crown of the helmet, which Robertson does? I think the officials, the replay booth, missed this one. That's every indicator for targeting there. So a huge break for SMU and unfortunate for Cincinnati.
Can the Cincinnati defense make amends? And they will on first down. Outstanding job to get into the backfield to get Ulysses Bentley from MyJ Sanders. He's the energy and emotion guy, the guy that the others look to. So that was big for him. SMU looked like themselves on that last possession after they struggled through the first quarter tonight. Buechele completes it to Rice, who already has a touchdown reception, and now he's got the long pass play for the first down to the 32.
Oh, you love to see quarterbacks throw that long out route, right? You go from one hash all the way to the other. It's a long throw, but when you have the arm like Buechele and you play with great anticipation, that's what you get, a first down.
Running a little more tempo, trying to wear down that Cincinnati defense. The other thing of note, of course, was that last drive was 17 plays and over 7 minutes that the Bearcat D was on the field.
Cincinnati brought the energy early on, and now you're seeing SMU kind of counter that energy that Cincinnati brought with 2 long drives so far in this quarter.
Buechele dropped again by Granson. That's his second drop of the half.
That's just 2 drops, and both of them, it's a common theme. He's letting the ball get to him, not catching it with his hands. When you let the ball get into you, it's bad things happen, right? That time just mishandled it. Got to get the hands out in front and not allow the ball to get into the body.
Got over 60 catches in his career. He's got more touchdown catches than any tight end in school history. But not his best showing so far in the first half. Buechele underneath. And another drop. That one, it looked like Rice had a shot at. 4th down.
Oh, 2 drops, and you can't pick up the blitz any better. Just watch the offensive line. They're there. They pick up the blitz. And that time, Rashee Rice just drops the ball, hits his hands and drops the ball. They ran the perfect route. It was a nice little underneath pick route. Granson knocked off the defender. Rice catches that ball. He may be in the end zone right now.
So our first look at Chris Nagar as the kicker tonight. This is a 46-yard attempt. He's 10 for 12 on the season with a long of 48. And that one spins wide left, it's no good. So the Mustangs cannot take advantage of the takeaway and are still down a touch. forward to that Clemson showdown. How about the Irish defense? Best in the Atlantic Coast Conference, holding the Panthers to 3 points. As Ian Book passed Tommy Reese, he's now number 2 all time in touchdown passes in South Bend. Good work there by the SMU defense. Tackle for a loss. Who's number 1 for the Irish, by the way? This is my weekly Kirk Morrison trivia question. Most touchdown passes, Notre Dame history, all time.
All time. Jimmy Clausen?
Oh, Brady Quinn.
Oh, it's Brady
Quinn.
And he's going to text me next week and say, why? I couldn't go Joe Montana, right? Because they weren't throwing it much back then, so.
Not a whole lot. There's an Ohio kid, Dublin, Ohio for you. The run on second down, and SMU is feeling their oats a little bit on the defensive side. After Cincinnati scored on its first 2 possessions, they have stiffened mightily. It's 3rd down and 11.
Well, trust me, they heard all week that they have to win the line of scrimmage, right? A Luke Fickell team, offensively, defensively, they want to control the line of scrimmage. I know SMU heard that message all week. The last 2 plays, definitely building the wall.
4 for 5 tonight on 3rd down for the Bearcats. SMU only rushes 3 guys, and there's another bobble and a drop out at the 45-yard line. This time it's Michael Young Jr., and it's 4th down.
You got to help your quarterback. You got to help your quarterback in that situation. He had all the time in the world and threw a strike. You got to help your quarterback. A little bit behind Michael Young Jr., but you got to make that catch on 3rd and 11. All the time, got to make that catch.
That's the first 3 and out of the night for the Bearcats offense. High end over ender, and Page with the fair catch. Reminder that next Saturday night in prime time, we welcome the Big Ten back this weekend. It's usually the whiteout game at Beaver Stadium as we get set for Ohio State and Penn State. ABC 7:30 Eastern. Justin Fields debuting the season with a total of 3 touchdowns. How about the new guy at Wisconsin?
Graham Mertz.
Graham Mertz.
If you didn't know his name, you knew about him Friday night.
Tossing a 5 spot.
Look at that identical numbers there, right? 20 of 21. I know Justin Fields had 1 on the ground, 2 in the air. But, man, he threw a couple pretty balls today. I mean, deep down the field.
First start for Mertz, and the new guy says we still have a lot of things to clean up. He only had 1 incompletion.
That's what you want your quarterback to say, though, right, Beth? You want your quarterback to say that.
Rutgers is back, too, by the way. Did you catch that?
I did. They beat
Michigan State.
Mel
Greg
Tucker.
Schiano's back, yeah.
Mel Tucker's debut. Oh, defensive coordinator with the Jaguars.
Holdings. Offense. Number 75. It's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat. 1st down.
Perhaps the story of the day in the Big Ten, though, was Tom Allen's Hoosiers of Indiana, the upset in overtime of Penn State.
I'll tell you a story about this game right now, Beth, is that it's penalties like this, right? It's the mistakes early on 1st down, 2nd down that have backed up SMU. They had 2 back-to-back great drives. They got a touchdown on one, missed field goal on the other, but now you back yourselves up, and this is what they wanted to clean up this week from last week, having 10 penalties versus Tulane.
1st and 20, Buechele hit as he releases a shoestring catch. Gets him to the 29-yard line. Tyler Levine. Of course, I know you're excited too. We're talking about the group of 5 tonight. Your Mountain West is back in action today.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can the Mountain West or can the MAC? They'll be kicking off in a couple of weeks. Make some noise. This is a Buechele looking down the far sideline, but flags are down all over the place.
Oh, this is just a great thing. A great, first of all, mistake by Cincinnati, and SMU taking advantage of the mistake. They're going to get offsides on Cincinnati, but then when you get the free play, I don't know why quarterbacks don't do this enough, Beth. Just take the shot down the field. Aaron Rodgers does it all the time in the NFL. He sees that defensive lineman jump, and he just throws and chucks it down the field, and things like that can happen. A big
There are
pass
2 fouls
interference.
on the play, both on the defense. Offside, defense. That penalty's declined. Personal foul, face mask, number 19. It's a 15-yard penalty, an automatic 1st down.
look, first you're going to get the offsides, right? Once you get the offsides by the defense, a fifth-year senior quarterback, he's aware of it. And what does he do? He throws the ball down the field. They called 19. It was on number 12, Ahmad Sauce Gardner. That's his second penalty of the game so far, but great awareness by the senior quarterback, Buechele, throwing it to the outside and got a penalty.
That almost matches their longest play of the day. They'll pick up 15 yards. They're just over 100 yards of total offense for a team that's usually flirting around the 500 mark as they get it out across the 40. And a studio update from Kevin Connors. Thank you, Kevin. Rasheed Rice with the catch and out across midfield. First down. Under a minute and a half to go in this first half. And a bad break, as he referenced, for Alabama. Even though they got the win, it looks like they are without Jalen Waddle the rest of the season with an ankle injury. Clock running for Buechele. Tries the quick hitter to the outside, and Granson
that's another
unable to make the catch.
That's three. That's three today for Granson. But let's just look at the situation here. You got about a minute left. So first of all, you do not want Cincinnati to get this football back. You got 2 timeouts. You can utilize the entire field, and you think about Nagar's range. I know he missed one earlier, but you do have a field goal kicker that you believe in and you trust in. You want 6 on this drive, but you still got to understand that too. You don't have to get it all in one play.
Gray is down at the bottom of the screen with Page in the slot. Buechele will dump it off Bentley out of the backfield. Bounces off of one defender. And the stiff arm down to the 35-yard line. That's going to be close to the yard to gain. He stops the clock under a minute to go, but we have a flag down.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. Number 21. It's a 15-yard penalty that will be added to the end of the run, and it's an automatic first down.
So you get the big play by Bentley, right? Bounces off a defender. Just a nice little check down. You don't have to get the entire thing, but watch him just run through the tackler. But then here's the late hit on Shane Buechele and the quarterback. Just didn't need it. It's a costly penalty for the Cincinnati defense.
30 yards in penalties that Cincinnati has helped out SMU with here on this drive. Buechele's pass is caught down inside the 15-yard line. Austin Upshaw's got it. SMU still with a couple of timeouts. Clock continues. Actually, will stop until they set the first down marker here. Oh, check that. It's going to be 2nd down and 2, so clock rolls. Buechele, the slant to Gray, inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line, and that'll move the chains. 1st and goal.
Now, I would think about calling a timeout here just to set everything up, because you still have 1 extra timeout, so why not call a timeout and get your best play right now? You don't allow the clock to keep going. I would have called timeout right now just to set up some plays here. Now you got the clock rolling.
Wow, it's costing them over 10 seconds.
This is just poor clock management right here by SMU.
They may only get down to 1 play here. The clock continues to run.
That's not knowing.
Second charge timeout, SMU.
That's poor awareness.
30-second timeout.
That is poor awareness. Not understanding the situation. After that first down play,
oh, and Shane Buechele just tapped his chest and said, hey, that's on me. Sonny Dykes was livid on the sideline, jumping up and down there.
Yeah, but you still, I think you got to take over in that situation if you're Coach Dykes. Okay, you just got the first down. Why not call a timeout? You had 2 timeouts left. Why not come to the sideline and discuss what's going on? You're inside the 10-yard line, fellas. Guess what? We have 1 more timeout. We got about 3 or 4 plays that we can run without letting the clock run. So there, just poor awareness there.
They had 22 seconds on the clock, Kirk, and there is Buechele saying, my bad. I don't know if he was looking at the wrong clock over there, but now they will have to go with Chris Nagar in a field goal attempt from 27 yards out. and it's good.
That mistake cost him 7. That's a mistake. You can put it on the fifth-year senior. I'm going to put it on the head coach, offensive coordinator, Garrett Riley. You got to have more awareness there, and that may be the crucial play or series or moment of this game. You could have got 7 there, and now you're forced to kick 3.
14-10 at the break. Cincinnati and SMU in the Group of 5 Game of the Year. Let's get you to the studio with Kevin Connors and Jim Mora.
Welcome back to the Dr. Pepper Championship Drive Game of the Week.
And welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico. Cincinnati owned the first quarter, SMU coming back in the second quarter. Clock mismanagement costing the Mustangs some potential points at the end of that first half. And now they will have to send their defense out as Cincinnati deferred to the second half. So after they scored on their first 2 possessions, the Bearcat offense has gone silent. Can they get things back on track here in the third quarter? Winner is in control in the Group of 5 as well as the American Athletic Conference. Loser falls for the first time this season in our matchup of unbeatens tonight in Dallas. And the Bearcats will bring it out right across the 20-yard line is where they will start out with Desmond Ritter. Beth Mullins along with Kirk Morrison and Chris Button here at Ford Stadium. And something that we didn't expect from Sonny Dykes and his 5th-year quarterback, Shane Buechele. They couldn't get the numbers right at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, just poor clock management there by SMU. You would never expect that, like you mentioned, from the 5th-year senior in Shane Buechele. Just have to understand the situation. How many timeouts do you have before the half is over? But then also understand where the ball is at. And Sonny Dykes does have the power to override the quarterback in that situation. Could have got this game tied up at half. This time now they're behind by 4.
Short gain on the ground. Let's check in with Chris Button.
Well, I just talked to Sonny Dykes, and he says a lot of that is such uncharacteristic mistakes. The drop balls, he referenced Shane Buechele not knowing what the clock was at on that last possession. It just is not like this SMU team, which is also why he didn't seem too upset, because he knows that it's fixable in this second half. I asked if there was anything they needed to do on offense to get them into more of a rhythm, and he goes, no, I like our game plan. It just boils down to execution.
Thank you, Chris. Out of the pistol here, Jared Dokes. They had success on the ground in that first quarter, but held to just 7 yards total in the second quarter by the SMU defense as the Mustangs were able to adjust.
Well, I think Kevin Kane's bunch, they finally settled in, right? Remember, they didn't know what to expect from a Cincinnati team that had not played in 3 weeks. So it took a little bit of time, and now 3rd and 6. Let's see if they bring a little pressure here, force Desmond Ritter to have to stare down the barrel and deliver a strike.
Ritter is 8 of 13, 72 yards. He's got a touchdown pass and a touchdown run tonight. And he will heave that out of bounds as the pressure was bearing down on him, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, they only brought 4. And there's a nice little twist up front. And watch Junior Aho, number 33. He comes all the way around, and when Ritter tries to go and break contain, he got a face full of 33. And he throws the ball away. Just a terrific job by a 4-man rush by SMU. They dropped 7. There's nowhere to throw. There's nowhere to go with the football.
Junior went outside. Nelson Paul went inside and made it difficult on Desmond Ritter. End over end punt to Tyler Page. He's going to give it a go. Running interference in front of him, and that helps out Tyler across the 40 to the 42-yard line, and the first possession for Shane Buechele in this offense. 14 of 22 in the first half for Shane, 112 yards, and he had the passing touchdown. That to Rashee Rice. But then after the defense got him a takeaway, they could not move the football into the red zone. Chris Nagar missed a field goal. And then after that last drive, aided by a pair of 15-yard penalties on Cincinnati, They mismanaged the clock down inside the 10-yard line, had to settle for a field goal.
They just got to make the routine play. They make the routine play, it opens up the big plays down the field.
Play action, bit of a boot for Buechele, looking for the deep strike, incomplete. Well over the head of Danny Gray. And is there a point where you get a little bit frustrated, Kirk, for a team that has 25 plays of over 20 yards? They've been all about the big plays. They had 10 of them last week. Have yet to find that big strike tonight.
Well, I think that's a credit to Cincinnati, though, right? Because they're playing that top-down defense, keeping everything in front of them, making SMU do it the long, hard way. They have to make drives.
Buechele will keep, and Shane will get the edge. Terrific block by Page. And Buechele is run out inside the 40 and a first down, but a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
I think you may get that block on Page. You mentioned the block. I think he had a little handful of jersey.
Holding, offense, number 4. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, second down.
Can I retract my great block comment from a moment ago?
It's a great block, but just watch the hands. Where are the hands at? Outside. You got to keep the hands inside when you get the block. When you get outside on those pads, all it takes is a little bit of a tug, and that's right there in front of the official. Keep the hands inside, not outside.
That's going to erase the biggest play of the night for SMU and will set them back inside their own 40. Bentley will give it a go, tripped up in the backfield, and guess who? Number 8, Jarrell White, the senior from Cincinnati.
I mean, he's a success story. When you think about success, but that was the big surprise coming in, I think, to this season. Think about them, the Cincinnati defense losing Brian Wright and Perry Young, and White has been such a success leading the American in tackles, now forcing a 3rd and 16. This is where SMU started the game in these 3rd and long situations.
Buechele will just drop it off to Bentley out of the backfield, and not a lot of room there as Ahmad Gardner came up from the secondary to make the play. And both defenses show up early in this 3rd quarter to force punting situations.
Yeah, there was Marcus Freeman there, the defensive coordinator. He only brought 3. He dropped 8 guys in coverage, ran right into the screen plays. A good job getting off the field for Cincinnati. It's a huge
little
stop.
little linebacker love from Morrison to Freeman, who was an outstanding backer at Ohio State. And that punt will bound out of bounds around the 30-yard line. 14-10, Cincinnati with the lead in the football upon our return. Trying to do what Justin Fields and Graham Mertz did, not only miss one throw all night. As we welcome you back to ESPN College Football, presented by Geico. Continuing Dr. Pepper's championship drive game of the week. We'll see BYU next week. Let's go down to Chris Budd.
Zach Wilson, such an impressive quarterback and player. When you talk to him, his amount of prep, his game film, he would travel on the weekends this summer, 20-hour round trips to go work with his quarterback coach. Pretty impressive kid.
Putting in the extra work, and it's paying off. Ritter hit, and the release and the catch. Up the seam and close to midfield, and a first down Bearcats.
Oh, man, just the delivery. He knew he was going to get hit. Desmond Ritter stands in there and delivers a strike. He sees it, he feels it, but a nice throw, outstanding catch by Young. First down, Cincinnati.
Pickup of 19 for the Bearcats. Trying to get the offense up and running the way it did in the first quarter when they scored touchdowns on their first 2 possessions. And it's Charles McClellan, so we've seen all 3 guys in the backfield now, McClellan, Ford, and Dokes. And there is an injured Bearcat down.
Looks like the tight end, Wiley. He's already caught a touchdown earlier today. They cannot afford him. He is a mismatch nightmare for defense.
Back in a moment. Welcome back to the American Conference on ESPN. In Dallas tonight, 14-10, Cincinnati with the lead over SMU. Don't forget to kick off your NFL Sunday tomorrow morning with Countdown, 10 Eastern, with all the latest news for you. Big game of the weekend, Bucks and Kirk Morrison's Raiders. And also Seattle at Arizona. Of course, a lot of folks saw Kyler Murray come back here into Dallas and beat the Cowboys last week. The injured player was Bruno Labelle, who has gone off to the sideline and is getting looked at in the tent by the athletic trainers, one of the tight ends for Cincinnati. And Ritter on 2nd and 3 is hauled down by Elijah Chapman.
How active has Elijah Chapman been today? I mean, you talk about a defensive lineman, sophomore out of Shreveport. Watch him engage with the blocker and then shed. I mean, this is textbook fundamental technique that you do in individual at practice, right? You always see those big bags over there. The linemen get on the sled, they hit him, shed him, and go make a play. That time, Elijah Chapman, textbook.
3rd down and 6. Bearcats need the 41-yard line to keep the drive alive. Ritter against the 4-man pressure, scrambles out of the pocket, and he's got it. Inside the 30, the 25, and he steps out of bounds. And the big play ability to improvise for Desmond Ritter.
Yeah, watch 33, Junior Aho. He's supposed to have outside contain. No edge, no chance, and Desmond Ritter makes him pay for it. Gets all the way outside, up the sideline. You forget about the legs of Desmond Ritter until what? Plays like that happen. Definitely caught the SMU defense off guard.
Their longest play of the night, 24 yards. McClellan met in the backfield. May have pushed forward for a yard.
You know, we haven't seen Jared Dokes since earlier in that 2nd quarter. And so we're starting to see McClellan back there.
And Dokes, as you mentioned his name, does come back out onto the field for the Bearcats.
This is their hammer runner, especially down here once it starts to get inside this red zone.
9 carries for 46 yards. It's actually Ritter who is their leading rusher after that last long play. And now Ritter through the air, caught at the 15-yard line. And that was one of their other tight ends, Leonard Taylor. They go 3 deep there.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 2, it looks like, as they move inside the red zone.
3rd and 2 here. It's a critical situation. Obviously, you still have Jared Dokes, but we've seen the legs of the quarterback, Desmond Ritter. But I hand this ball off to Dokes to see if he can get me a couple yards.
They'll throw it, and the catch is made down inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal. Bearcats, and it's Alec Pierce, last year's leading receiver, who's just returned tonight from an injury.
That's a terrific rhythm throw. It looks like it may have been an RPO. He put that ball right there into the belly of Dokes, saw he had one-on-one on the outside, and delivered a nice strike to Alec Pierce.
14 points in the first 13 minutes tonight, but none since for Cincinnati. They've hit pay dirt on both of their previous trips down deep. Dokes breaks an arm tackle and then is hauled down on the edge. Armani Johnson with the stop.
It's a huge tackle there by Johnson. Watch where he hits him at. He comes outside. You want to get the head across. That's textbook right there. Head across, not allow the defender to get to the outside, the offensive player to get to the outside.
Dokes will stay in there at tailback. SMU making a late shift defensively, and Dokes able to rumble down inside the 2. 3rd and goal with the 10th play of the drive coming up.
Yeah, nice drive here. Think about the big play was Desmond Ridder running all the way down here, get inside the 5-yard line. Now they bring in the big people. And this is where the tight ends come alive. The little pop pass. Watch the tight ends right here. These guys right here.
Dokes hit in the backfield, stays on his feet, reaches for the goal line, and he's just short. 4th down from inside the 1.
Got to get lined up. They're going quick, going quick.
It will be Dokes, and he gets in. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
The officials huddling there. There's a flag.
There is a flag down on the play.
Feels a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, Cincinnati, number 55. That is his first unsportsmanlike foul of the game. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Dokes powers his way in, and then James Hudson got mixed up with some Mustangs post-play.
No, that was just finishing a block. That was just a pancake, and he let the defender know, I got you on your back for a touchdown.
PAT is good, so Dokes with the 1-yard touchdown run. And again, Desmond Ridder solid, 3 for 3 through the air, and a big 24-yard rush during the drive.
Here's a touchdown, but watch the block right there. Watch the block now. Watch Hudson finish the block. See, the score has already happened now. Dokes is already in, but watch the finish by Hudson. Yeah, this 55.
Yeah, so that's good through the block right there, but then the little added incentive was unnecessary from James.
Yeah, you can't do that. But I get it, right?
Are you satisfied with the pancake, or do you have to let them know about it? Can't you just let the cake speak for itself?
Hey, look, they want to control the line of scrimmage, and the offensive lineman just pancaked the guy in the end zone. That's a nice drive, though. A great answer by Cincinnati.
Yes.
When college football is watched, Nacho's party packs bring the fun. Wherever the students are, the Live My Student section lives. Learn more at livemystudentsection.com.
Well, I think he will breathe a little bit easier if they don't set up SMU with some good field position here. Because of his penalty, they will be kicking off from their own 20. Which should give the Mustangs a chance. And that will shoot all the way back through the end zone. Terrific kickoff from Cole Smith. How about an update from Kevin DeGandhi? Or excuse me, Kevin Connors. Thank you, Kevin Connors.
Rhett Lashley, the offensive coordinator at Miami, was here at SMU last year as their offensive coordinator. So seeing if they can hold on. But here, you need an answer if you're SMU. They've got to find a way to answer what Cincinnati did.
Try it on the ground, and good job defensively again by the Bearcats. Chris?
Guys, keep an eye on Ahmad Gardner during that last possession for the Bearcats. He was pacing up and down the sidelines and had long conversations with the athletic training staff. They were looking at his neck. He was shaking his head. He's in there now, but just keep an eye on him.
Thank you, Chris. One of the starters at corner for Cincinnati. There's a pass breakup for Kobe Bryant.
I don't know if that's a pass breakup, Beth. I think that's another drop. And it's been a bad case of the drops for SMU. I know that this Bearcat secondary has been all over it, but some crucial drops today by SMU. Garrett Riley, the offensive coordinator. He just wants to execute, just make the plays that are there. And SMU has not done that consistently. Now here, 3rd and 8.
They did not miss Reggie Robertson last week, their star receiver who's out for the year with an injury, but the rest of the guys have had some problems tonight, and Cincinnati gets the sack. Well, Luke Fickell told Chris Button at halftime, we got to get after the quarterback a little bit more, and they do there, thanks to some good coverage downfield.
And they do it just bringing 4. It looks like 6-man pressure, but they only bring 4. And that time, Myjai Sanders comes up the field and forces Buechele into traffic, forced him into the teeth of the defense. That not only was a coverage sack, but it was a great sack by the defensive front working together.
Ethan Tuckey doing a good job, and a fair catch here from Montgomery. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line for Cincinnati. They've opened it up 21-10. Across town in Arlington at Globe Life Field, I think the latest score 6-6 in the 7th. Rays and Dodgers game 4 of the World Series. We are here at SMU, and Cincinnati's in town, so what better time than to talk about Sandy Koufax and his baseball career with the Bearcats. Also played some hoops.
Played some basketball. Would have never thought.
Yes.
One of the great pitchers in Major League Baseball history.
Two-sport star, of course, tremendous success with the Dodgers. And here's a good angry run down inside the 40-yard line for the Bearcats and Jerome Ford, the Alabama transfer.
Oh, he doesn't get a lot of opportunities, but you mentioned the Alabama transfer.
Oof.
A punishing run. That's a guy running through tacklers, looking like Derrick Henry. Ball popped out at the end. He was able to recover, but that was a nice little Derrick Henry of the Tennessee Titans type of run for 25 yards.
Cincinnati looking to make a statement tonight, coming on the road for the first time, playing at night for the first time. They can really bust this thing open if they can put another 6 up on the board here in Dallas tonight.
Just watch this on the outside. They send the corner. They send the corner pressure. Armani Johnson jumps up, but Ritter, the patience, calm, lets the defender get back down to the ground and delivers a nice little play to Jones on the outside.
Talk around town that they knew the defense was going to be really good. They knew they had a shot at the American Championship and perhaps some playoff talk, but was Ritter the right guy at quarterback? Well, he has responded tonight so far.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 11. It's a 5-yard penalty, first down.
116 yards passing. He's also the leading rusher for Cincinnati, and right there toe-to-toe with Shane Buechele, a guy that a lot of folks think will probably be a mid-round draft choice.
Yeah, but I would say the layoff, like 3 weeks for Desmond Ritter, has shown to be good for him, right? To get this chemistry with this new wide receiving group, get Alec Pierce back, just a different quarterback we've seen in Ritter.
Big opportunity for Desmond, who breaks a tackle. And Desmond Ritter has another rushing touchdown for the Bearcats. Mustangs lost the contain, and Ritter, 3 total touchdowns now on the night.
What did Luke Fickell say this week? When I asked him, I said, what does Desmond Ritter need to do in this game for you? And he said, just Dez be Dez. And that is what Dez is showing off the athletic ability, the dual threat quarterback that he is. Getting to the outside, and he's been banging that drum all night, right? 2 touchdowns already. But the quarterback proven to the people in Cincinnati, he's the guy for the job. I said it before, Beth, 2 years of starting at quarterback, 24 wins already. You got to stick with the guy regardless of what happened versus USF. But he's had a great night, just standing in the pocket, finding an open tight end, and just the 2 touchdown runs. I mean, that one was an improvising, finding a way to get there and then setting up that last drive and then just taking off and running, showing off the athletic ability, stiff arming Roderick Robertson on the outside and racing for a touchdown.
12 of 18, 116 yards through the air, 88 on the ground, 3 total touchdowns. Massey will bring it out. He'll find a seam to the 25. Let's check in with Chris.
You know, the coaches talked about needing to build that early confidence, but Ritter's teammates told me that's something that he's never lacked. Alex Beers told me this week that he didn't have to have a conversation with Ritter about whether or not he was playing well in the media, wondering should there be a quarterback competition. He's like, he's a guy who I know he's okay. They did implement some extra drills this week, some deep ball drills, hoping to connect, and that would build some confidence. But when you watch this sideline, they feed off him. His energy goes as the rest of the team goes.
His 29th career start tonight, Chris. Bearcats have won 24 of the 28. And Shane Buechele trying to get something going for the Mustangs, finally able to hook up with Granson, who holds on to this one.
Well, SMU is going to have to start pushing the ball down the field. No more dinking and dunking. They're going to start pushing the ball down the field, try to put some pressure on this Cincinnati defense. Coming in, I was expecting to see what is this Cincinnati defense going to play. Are they going to bring 3-man, 4-man? And up until this point, they've kept the big play out of this game for SMU, forcing them to have to earn everything.
And now they've got SMU looking at its biggest deficit of the season. They were down 14-0 tonight, able to get back in it, and now trailing by 18 with under 2.5 to go here in the third quarter.
And this is where the secondary starts to take over. They smell blood in the water. They know obvious passing situations. And you're Marcus Freeman now, the defensive coordinator for Cincinnati. This is where you start to bring your 5- and 6-man pressures and rely on that secondary, that experienced secondary, to start making some plays.
They gave up their first passing touchdown of the season in that first half to Buechele, and they get the takeaway. No, they're going to, yes, they are going to rule that a catch. And the interception for Ahmad Gardner.
The ruling on the field is an interception. First down, Cincinnati.
His third of the season. He may have been hurt on the play.
Tips and overthrows. Another drop by SMU, and just being in the right place at the right time. Ahmad Sauce Gardner, he was trailing in that play, but it had to be a perfect pass. But another interception. He had one against USF and then one earlier in the year. His third so far. Look, he's on the sideline. We're watching him, just like Chris Budden said earlier. A terrific play.
8th interception of the season. Wait, after we watched this SMU team and the job that their receiving corps did last week, they were fabulous, and they have not been able to help out their quarterback tonight. A lot of drops. Gray had a shot at that last one.
You said a lot of drops, too many. You know, one too many. And you got to help out your quarterback, especially that's a third down play. So that, not only was it a turnover that goes back, but it just killed the momentum that you were building on that drive.
5 drops to be exact tonight for the SMU receivers.
And these are critical drops too. This is not just a drop that, okay, now you can move on to the next play. That last one killed the drive and turned the ball over. And now this is where Luke Fickell's team, they understand it, they feel it. They start to control the line of scrimmage, and they know, look, we just got to put a couple drives together and get out of here. You talk about a team on their first road test. This is how you close games out on the road.
It appeared that Desmond Ridder just threw up on the field there prior to the snap. He takes the snap, throws it out to the edge. The pass is incomplete. Interesting development at quarterback there for Cincinnati as they are forced out on 4th down. We won't show the replay on that, but we do have confirmation from our production team that yes, that was in fact what happened, and Ritter is still under some duress over there on the sideline. Punt is away to Page, and the fair catch at the 13-yard line. Well, our ESPN Saturday night primetime game comes your way from Beaver Stadium in Penn State next Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern. We'll head to State College for the Nittany Lions and the Buckeyes of Ohio State. Luke Fickell's alma mater. The Ohio State University put up 52 tonight. And it does appear that Desmond Ritter has gone into the medical tent on the sideline, and they are warming up backup quarterback Ben Bryant in case Ritter is unable to return. Buechele looking deep downfield for Rice, overthrown at midfield. Ben Bryant, who was unavailable for their last game, played in the first 2 games of the season.
Interesting development that we're having right now, right? Ritter goes into the tent, like you mentioned. But now SMU still, they are on the attack, trying to find a way to get the big play against this Cincinnati defense. They've just been stingy.
We'll run it out to the 20-yard line and set up a 3rd down. And that'll take care of the 3rd quarter of play. So 28-10, Cincinnati with the lead on the road at SMU tonight. 4th quarter coming up in the biggest Group of 5 game of the season.
ESPN College Football is presented by Geico. Happy Geico-ween. You could save even more by bundling home and car insurance.
Dallas, Texas had a big 3rd quarter for Cincinnati. Not just the offense that put up 14 points, but also the defense that held SMU to just 38 yards of total offense in that 3rd quarter. And now we start out the 4th. Advantage Bearcats in our Group of 5 showdown, 28-10. And a free play here for the Mustangs with flags down back at the line of scrimmage. They'll take the yardage from that pass play and a 1st down.
Defense. Number 43, that penalty is declined. The result of the play is a 1st down.
They'll take the 17 yards instead.
Well, we're going to learn a lot about this SMU offense, right? They're down 18 points, and they have to start pressing the issue. They got to start pushing the ball down the field, and we know how stingy this secondary has been all game long for Cincinnati.
It was the matchup coming in. Mustangs offense, Bearcats defense. Big advantage to date, Cincinnati's D. Buechele trying to change that in the final 15, up top to Gray, incomplete. A couple of guys slow to get up. On the collision, Kobe Bryant and Danny Gray.
I think they may get Kobe Bryant being a little handsy earlier in the play.
Hands to the face. Defense. Number 7. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. An automatic 1st down.
Yeah, I saw the play down there. They got the matchup they wanted, one-on-one, and it actually happened just a little bit earlier off the line of scrimmage.
That's the 3rd 15-yard penalty against Cincinnati tonight.
I mean, you're going to get penalties when you play the style of defense that they play, Beth. I mean, they are bump and run. They are right there in your face. And it's Gray still down.
We will take a timeout here and be back in a moment. Back here in Dallas, let's go down for an update with Chris.
The injured SMU player is wide receiver Danny Gray. He went immediately into the locker room holding his right arm. Also for UC, Ahmad Gardner, their star cornerback, is in the medical tent right now. Desmond Ritter is no longer in the medical tent. Seems fine, laughing with his teammates.
All right, thank you very much, Chris. And now another injury for Cincinnati, and that is Jarrell White, their star linebacker.
And he's been all over the field today. He's one of my impact players, and he definitely has had an impact on this defense. Watch number 8. Looks to may have had a strain there too. And this is one of the things I want to look at throughout the game, Beth, is that there's been 3 weeks off for Cincinnati. So with 3 weeks off, it's a different type of conditioning that you have to be in. You get that long layoff. I mean, these guys are playing a lot of plays, having had 21 days off.
Early fourth quarter in our matchup of unbeatens tonight. Winner really takes charge in the group of 5 chase for a New Year's Six bowl, and of course keeps that unblemished record. Just give something for the playoff selection committee to think about as the year progresses.
We get to 3rd and 5 here now, Beth. If I'm Marcus Freeman, I'm looking at what SMU has left on their roster at wide receiver. Okay, they're already down Robertson. We just saw Gray go in to the tent. I'm going to double team Rashee Rice, number 11. Wherever he's at, let's double team 11 and make someone else beat you. Austin Upshaw, number 6, down here at the bottom, in for Gray.
Buechele stepping up, has room to run, and lunges down inside the 40. Knew exactly where that first down marker was.
And that's another 15-yard penalty.
And another flag down.
I think they're going to get, was that a face mask, or I know just a late, maybe JOP jumping on the pile on Buechele.
And another injured Bearcat, that's Elijah Ponder, defensive end.
There is no foul for a face mask. Result of the play.
That looks to be a face mask.
Definitely a face mask. Yeah.
Result of the play is the first down.
Yeah, the officials missed that one. That was clearly a face mask. Could have gave SMU 15 more yards.
Ponder has popped back up, but he will head over to the sideline. Play action for Buechele. Unleashes it. Rice able to come back for it and make the catch at the 15.
I told you, Beth, he's the only playmaker left, right? Rashee Rice on the outside. Watch the double move. He gets up, fakes as if he's going to come back in, and that's Kobe Bryant on that side. And just watch the work. Get the separation. A nice catch by Rice.
Levine bounces to the outside, inside the 10-yard line. And 3 Bearcat players stay on the carpet.
Yeah, that's Arquan Bush. Jarrell White, who made the tackle, he goes down again after having re-entered the game, going out. I think a lot of it has to do with 3 weeks off, and now you start to get late in the football game. The plays start to add up.
Media timeout.
This Bearcats defense just trying to hold on.
Back in a moment. Jarrell White and Curtis Brooks were able to get up and head over to the Cincinnati sideline. It's taken a little bit longer. Arquan Bush was getting a lot of attention on the field and then helped off to the side. It's 2nd and 5 here for SMU. And a 28-10 Cincinnati lead early in this fourth quarter. Some turnover in the secondary due to the injuries here for Cincinnati, but Buechele will run with it to the 5.
Obviously, they're going for it here on 4th down. A little bit of misconfusion here. And Sonny Dykes decides to go for the field goal. I don't know. I'm in the 4th quarter. I don't know here, Beth. I kind of, it takes it to 15 if you make it, but still, you get down here in a way that this Cincinnati defense has been playing. I try to press the issue, especially with couple of injuries and guys being out in the back end.
This is a 23-yard attempt for Chris Nagar. And he's got it. So it is a 15-point game. A touchdown and then another one and a 2-point conversion will get you there. But SMU selects to go for the 3 there and get some points up.
And now you got to ask your defense to go hold, right? And Desmond Ridder has been playing well. And this is what Cincinnati wants. They want to bleed this clock. They're going to try to play keep away from this SMU offense.
Our Week 7 Monday Night Football matchup features some pretty good defensive teams as well as a couple of quarterbacks that are familiar to Sonny Dykes. It's the Bears and the Rams. Nick Foles, Jared Goff, Monday Night Football at 8 o'clock. Our coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6. Of course, Sonny was with Jared Goff at Cal. Goff, the #1 pick for the Rams. And then Nick Foles at Arizona, where Sonny was an assistant. He was a 3rd-round pick. Sonny thinks that Shane Buechele has the potential to be a middle rounder and a shot at a pro career. They are looking at the 15-point deficit right here, though, with under 12 to play. All Cincinnati in the 1st and 3rd quarters. SMU did its damage in the 2nd. But then they had a clock management issue at the end of the 1st half and really have not been able to get the momentum back since then.
Yeah, just very sloppy, Beth, throughout this game. Very sloppy drop passes. You mentioned kind of the gaff right before halftime, and now it's on your defense to try to get a stop. But Desmond Ridder, let's be honest, has stolen the show tonight.
Desmond Ridder returns from what appeared to be an upset stomach. The last time that the Bearcats had the football, actually went into the medical tent on the sideline. Got some more fluids in him, came out, was laughing it up a little bit with his teammates on the sideline. We saw Ben Bryant actually starting to warm up just in case Desmond could not return.
You don't think he's confident now? I think Desmond Ridder is confident to start the drive off with a 12-yard out route to Alec Pierce. Yeah, he's playing with some confidence. Luke Fickell's usually running the football there. Their time, they put that ball in Ridder's hands, showing the confidence in the quarterback.
He's run for 88. He's thrown for 126 more. They'd love to be able to work some clock, but the Mustangs may have just forced the turnover to get it right back. And they do. SMU football. 2nd fumble of the night for Cincinnati. And it's club takeaway for SMU. A little bottle service coming up on the sideline. This time it's Jerome Ford.
Ruling of a fumble recovered by SMU is under further review.
Punched out, it looked like Trevor Denbo got it before Ford's knee went down. Right there.
Right there. Looks like Ben Denbo, you mentioned it. And that's Ford, just got to know when the play is over. You know what I mean? He's trying to get a little bit of extra yards. Only his 4th carry of the game. Got to know the situation as well, Beth. Keep 2 hands on the football. That's a great job by SMU because they're going to be pulling for that football. They needed to make a play, and that's the play right there that could probably set this offense up and bring some of that energy, right? Sideline been a little quiet. That's something that could wake up that sideline and get it going offensively as well.
Ruling on the field is a fumble. They're looking at it.
I don't see anything that will, this call's going to stand. I don't see any look so far that will change my mind on that one. That is a fumble. With SMU going to get the football, and we'll see if they go right on attack mode and try to attack this secondary that's a little bit banged up.
At the further review, the ruling is confirmed. It'll be first down, SMU on the 32-yard line.
Call is confirmed. It's SMU football with 11:03 to go here in the fourth, and the party is on. It's Club Takeaway.
It's a party.
They're popping the bottles. There it is. Couple of strips and fumble recoveries for the Mustang D. And now looking to cash in 1st and 10 with a very short field. Buechele going to go for it on first down. Heaves it downfield, incomplete, flag down. And it looks like another interference penalty on the Bearcats.
It's what you expect, Beth. Sudden change. That ball's going to go into the air. Again, Rashee Rice, what's his favorite move?
Pass interference. Defense. Number 9. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. An automatic first down.
Yeah, Arquan Bush. Remember, we saw him go out earlier back in the game, but remember, he's going to play that side. Ahmad Sauce Gardner out of the game right now, so that's where they attack. And I told you before, who's the guy that's going to beat you right now if you're Cincinnati? It's going to be Rashee Rice. That's the guy who I'm doubling the rest of the game. I want some of these other younger receivers, because that's going to be Buechele's guy the rest of the game.
1st and 10 back in the red zone. 8 penalties for 100 yards tonight against Cincinnati. Buechele against the blitz, again looking for Rice, and he dropped it at the 1-yard line.
That's the matchup.
Was able to break away from Bush, and another drop pass.
If I look outside and I see one-on-one, I'm going to throw to him every single time. And that, again,
in the numbers, that's 6 drops for the Mustangs.
Ball gets inside, gets to the body. But that's the matchup you got to love if you're Shane Buechele.
Contact at the snap there. Marcus
offside.
Brown, offsides.
Defense with contact. Number 99. It's a 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Rice will stay at the top of the screen. 1v1 with Bush. Again, no Danny Gray. He got hurt earlier in the game. Buechele batted up in the air, free ball, and it falls incomplete. And now it's 3rd down.
That ball tipped at the line of scrimmage. They were going to the tight end, Granson. Little whip route. Good job by Myjai Sanders. Getting a hand up.
You can still get the first down here, down around the 7-yard line. It's 3rd and 5. They've converted just 5 of 14 tonight. On the rollout, Sanders was there to block Buechele, and the pass incomplete at the 5. And another big hit to jar that ball loose.
Rolling on the field, it's an incomplete pass. 4th down.
And now it's 4th down for Shane Buechele and company.
Myjai Sanders is having a great ball game. Number 21, just forcing the issue. And then my impact player, I talked about it again. Jarrell White all over the field, jarring that ball loose.
Nice pop by Jarrell. 4th and 5. Buechele rolls to his right, looking to buy some time. Hit as he releases, incomplete. And the Bearcat defense holds. They'll take over on downs.
You talk about turning up the heat when you need it most. That Bearcat defense alive and well.
Class is in session for Professor Marcus Freeman and that Cincinnati defense tonight.
Oh man, you gotta love when a defensive coordinator's over there talking to his guys. He's teaching, he's preaching. But look at the performance of his defense, the way that they've stymied this SMU offense. I mean, Coach Fickle is demanding, and this is what Marcus Freeman is preaching to his guys. They're up 15, but now they act as if that they're down by 15 points the way he's over there coaching.
After a big 4th down stop, the Bearcats will try and work some clock. Jared Dokes with the carry. They've been able to run it for 175 yards on the ground, 3 rushing touchdowns tonight. 2 of them for their quarterback, Desmond Ridder. Dokes diving out across the 15. And bring up 3rd down. Welcome to those of you who've been hanging out with the Michigan-Minnesota game. Big road win for the Wolverines tonight, 49-24.
Big 3rd down here for Cincinnati. They get the 3rd down. We've seen Desmond Ridder take off. But do they keep this ball on the ground, whether it's a handoff or see if the quarterback can find a nice little opening, a little window, and drill it in there, checking the line of scrimmage.
Delay game. Offense. Number 9. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And that's what you don't want there. You got angry Luke Fickle. You got to have more awareness than that, backing them up 5 yards. And I think you don't put this one in the air. You hand it off and you put that defense of the Bearcats back on the field. See if you can pick it up. Screen play, draw play from Cincinnati.
Ridder with the deep ball, looking for Pierce, almost came up with a terrific one-handed catch. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, take a shot down the field. That's just right there, being in the right spot. Armani Johnson playing the hands. Pierce saying, I got held, I got held. That's just, I think it's terrific defense there by Johnson, forcing a punt.
You could have another short field here. Page is back around midfield waiting for this punt end over end, and Tyler will field it at the 41 and gets out to the 43. Well, for SMU, it's been a night of miscues. Dropped a touchdown pass there. They mismanaged the clock at the end of the half. They had 22 seconds left and 2 timeouts and couldn't get off another play, had to settle for a field goal. Buechele also with his first interception in the last 4 games. And as a result, Cincinnati, with the job their defense has done, 28-13 tonight, containing an SMU team that came in averaging 42 a game. The athletic trainers for Cincinnati have been busy, unfortunately, here in this second half. It looks like Charles McClelland on the special teams unit.
Still a lot of football left though, Beth, right? 8:19 left. It's still a 2-score game. And so you still want to run your offense if you're SMU, right? Rashee Rice is going to be the guy that you're going to have to utilize. But who else is going to make a play, Beth? Someone else besides Rashee Rice is going to have to make a play.
Well, and will it be Danny Gray? It looks like he's going to give it a go here, Chris, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, he's got an injured right hand. They've tried everything. They put a wrap on, then they tried putting the glove back on, then they've taken it off, taken off the wrap. They're now going to put an extra brace. They were throwing him the ball, and you could still tell he was in a ton of pain, but he was trying to do anything he can to get back out on that field.
All right, 8:19 to go. Still the full complement of timeouts. Number two, the last two meetings for these teams both went into overtime 2 and 3 years ago.
Staying within the offense, a little drive starter, get the drive going. Like I said, someone outside of Rice has to make a big play for this offense.
Bentley, not a whole lot there as they choose to run it on second down, and now it's third. With that clock continuing to roll. Looks like it's still going to be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, clock is not your friend if you're SMU. See if Kylan Granson, number 83, the tight end, can he get a play here?
Buechele stepping up, running with it. He's got the first down inside the 43-yard line.
That's a gutsy run right there by Buechele. Seeing that the defense, everybody's on their coverage, taking what the defense gives you, get a first down.
Buechele looking deep, incomplete. Intended for Upshaw.
I just love watching the coverage. I really do. Cincinnati's defense, especially that secondary. I mentioned it earlier. I think one of the better secondaries in all of FBS. The Bearcat 5 is what I call them, but so much experience, right? That's what Coach Marcus Freeman, the D coordinator, said. They got experience, but they've got competition. And you watch on the outsides, these corners and safeties, they compete every single play. They make you earn it.
They've been down to 4 in the second half with the injury to Ahmad Gardner, but they've got good depth back there. They've called upon that tonight. Page is cut down inside the 40, and that's one of the guys who's been playing a little bit more. Brian Cook with the stop, but Gardner, Wiggins, and Forrest, all big-time potential, and Bryant has moved up. So has Arquan Bush this year. Out of the backfield, Levine wide open. Cuts it back inside, picks up some extra yardage down to the 20.
And nobody guards Levine on that one. He just swings on the outside. No one's there. Buechele goes through his progressions and finds 31 on the outside for a big gain.
Flag on the snap. Levine to the 15.
I think a Bearcat didn't get off the field. They're going to get the illegal participation here. So I'll take the 1st and 5 rather than the 5 yards they got on the play. That is a judgment call from the officials. Did the Bearcat get off the field before the snap?
Offside. Defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
But not only did he not get off, but he ran off the field on that side of the ball, so that's offsides. He tried to jump any way possible, man, right? You got to get off the field, but it's hard to substitute when an offense is going in rhythm like SMU is on this drive.
First down, Buechele, and he's wrapped up and thrown down. But there may have been a face mask involved again. That was Marcus Brown with the sack. But did he get up into the quarterback's grill here?
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 99. It's half the distance to the goal. No automatic first down.
Yeah, they missed an earlier face mask on Buechele, but this time they caught 99, Marcus Brown, the senior out of Naples, Florida. Got that hand in that face mask on the quarterback, and that's right there in front of the umpire. That's an easy one to call.
11th penalty, 115 yards against the Bearcats. Buechele again on first down into traffic, incomplete. Unable to hook up with Kylan Granson.
I don't think anybody wants to go across the middle on this defense. I mean, that play has not been there. And if you're a wide receiver, you're second guessing yourself because it's fire in there, okay? It's hot in the kitchen because those linebackers and safeties are flying around, and we've seen some some short arms going across the middle of the field today for SMU.
Have some whistles down on the field here. Let's see.
Previous plays on the further review.
I think they may be looking at target. I told you, it's I've seen some guys flying around. And could they be looking at targeting here on that last breakup?
Under 6 minutes to go in a 2-possession game, and this is the play under review. Okay, so the officials just made the announcement that the review was actually for the face mask penalty. So that last pass play actually did not happen. They said they spotted the ball incorrectly after this face mask penalty. So they are going to go back and re-spot that half the distance to the goal from the 15-yard line, and it's still first down. 5:58 to go. SMU still with its 3 timeouts in a 2-score game. They need the 7, and then they need the 8. Against a stingy Cincinnati defense that has held them in check tonight. Both teams unbeaten. They are the top 2 group of 5 teams in the rankings. Cincinnati at number 9. Their best ranking in over a decade. That undefeated Brian Kelly
Previous
team.
play was not reviewable. The foul was enforced from the 22-yard line. If you go to the 11, the play was run, it'll be second down.
And so now they've chatted about it again, and it looks like they're going to go back to what happened in the first place. And it's an incomplete pass from the 11-yard line, and it's second down.
Yeah, I'm just as confused as probably all the fans
As
here.
is Sonny.
I don't know what's going on now.
Buechele, they will run the reverse, and Page will look to throw it back to the quarterback, and Buechele almost came down with a fabulous catch. Incomplete, though, as Arquan Bush came in to help out James Wiggins.
No, they dialed it up at the right time. And watch Buechele go up there. He high-pointed it. He had both hands on it. But again, what did I talk about this secondary for Cincinnati? They compete until the end of the play, till that whistle blows, and that's the kind of competition that they preach all the way to the end of a play.
Well, it also speaks to the problems that the receiving corps has had for SMU, and still without any Danny Gray, who stays on the sideline. Now Buechele in his more traditional role as the quarterback throws to the end zone, touchdown, but a flag is down at the line of scrimmage in the area of a hold.
Holding, offense, number 71. It's a 10-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Right there, Jalen Thomas, the left tackle. First of all, just another outstanding rush by Myjai Sanders, and he's been having a great day rushing the quarterback, getting up the field, forcing Buechele to have to step up. That time, Jalen Thomas had to tackle.
Now they're all the way back out across the 20 for a 3rd and goal. Got to be thinking 4-down territory here for Buechele. He's going to get caught from behind, and down he goes, and it's Sanders once again wreaking some havoc, and it's 4th down.
I just talked about Myjai Sanders, and he's been having a great game. Just rushing the quarterback. He's been getting a beat on every single snap. That time, he just runs the hump on the outside, that little half circle, and he almost goes untouched and brings Buechele down to the ground.
3rd sack, and now it's 4th down. And SMU needs to get all the way into the end zone.
They got to block this guy first, though. They got to block him on this 4th and 24.
Buechele throws it down to Granson, who makes the catch at the 9-yard line. And again, the Cincinnati defense coming up big. And it's their 2nd 4th down stop deep in their own territory.
And I think that the rush forced the throw, because if you're Buechele, where's that ball need to go? That ball needs to go to the end zone, right? It needs to go past the first down marker. It's 4th down. 4th and 24. You can't throw it short of the first down marker. At least give your offense, your wide receiver, tight end, an opportunity to catch it for an opportunity for a first down or even a touchdown. See the rush right in his face? But you're asking the tight end to have to not only make a catch, make a couple guys miss, and race for a first down or even a touchdown.
A holding penalty negated a touchdown pass for SMU.
Bye-bye.
And now it's Desmond Ridder on the run, breaking through into the secondary. Inside the 10-yard line, and Ridder takes it all the way. Touchdown, Bearcats. 91-yard touchdown run.
You talk about watching the play develop. Watch everyone. All eyes are on Dokes, and no one is on the quarterback. And then now it just turns into a track meet. And Desmond Ridder, look at the form. No one's going to catch that quarterback, get all the way to the end zone. Just watch. All the defenders went after Dokes, and no one went after the quarterback. Outstanding play. And again, he gets the ring. He gets to beat that drum over there. Desmond Ridder has stolen the show tonight.
179 yards rushing, including a 91-yard touchdown run. And Desmond Ridder has silenced the doubters and has left it all out on the field tonight, quite literally.
I think Sonny Dykes is just as stunned. Just watch this defender. He's here, but watch the safety though. Watch his eyes. He should be here, but yet he drifts all the way in there, which creates the lane for a touchdown. Just watches everything. All the defenders, they're going right there. And just that little hesitation, just a little bit of a hesitation by the safety is all you need. And Desmond Ridder goes to the outside. And Beth, the longest plays in football, you know where they happen at? Along the sideline, and that's where Ridder found pay dirt.
(35-13) after a 3-week layoff for Cincinnati. They hit the road, and they are taking it to undefeated SMU. Across the 30 for the Mustangs on the return. Well, we've got some Major League Soccer for you. Diego Ross, Bradley Wright Phillips, and LAFC taking on LA Galaxy. It's the LA Derby tomorrow from Bank of California Stadium, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC. Major League Soccer presented by Audi. And we'd like to welcome those of you who just watched the Dodgers going up 3-1, right?
No, they lose.
The Rays with the walk-off, excuse me.
The walk-offs variety.
Rays get the walk-off to even the series at 2 apiece. Oof.
Wow.
Eight to 7 your final across town in Arlington. And here tonight at SMU, 35-13 Bearcats. A huge night for Desmond Ridder, despite a bout of nausea out on the field in the second half. Recovered, collected himself, and has had himself a memorable evening, including a 91-yard touchdown run just moments ago.
I think Ridder, he's the offensive star of the game, but I think the defensive star of the game is Marcus Freeman, the defensive coordinator. The plan that he's had to stop this SMU offense. Another drop again.
think that count is up to 7 now. It's been a rough night for the receiving corps for the Mustangs.
And if Sonny Dykes is looking
for an injury,
Sonny Dykes next week when he looks at this film, when I think this whole squad looks at the film, especially offensively, a lot of self-inflicted wounds, right? I know the Cincinnati Bearcat defense has played exceptional today, but you talk about some crucial drops in some situations, just mistakes at the end of the first half. This has just been an uncharacteristic game offensively for SMU.
Another one that
another drop
could have been scooped up.
I mean, I cannot I'll keep singing the praises of Marcus Freeman. This defense, I watched them the first 3 games of the season, right? Austin Peay. You watch them against Army, USF. And their defense tonight has just been, they've been flying around, making plays. And Jarrell White has shown he's probably a Defensive Player of the Year nominee in the American. But it's been constant pressure. And they were concerned about tackling because they didn't get a lot of tackling done over these last 3 weeks of not playing. But they've tackled well, they've played well, they've hustled, competed. An aggressive effort by Marcus Freeman in that defense of the Bearcats.
Boy, this is definitely a message sent now, Kirk, to the rest of the American Athletic, because you've got a couple of other good offensive teams coming up, Memphis and Houston, the next 2 sides, and East Carolina. So that would be 3 straight home. And then their last 3 will be on the road for Cincinnati. And
I don't know, Beth. I don't know if this is a message to the American. I think you talk about tonight, this is a message to college football, to FBS. They're sitting now here at 9. And you just look at the top 10, there's going to be some jockeying. Some teams are going to start losing some games. And if Cincinnati can keep winning, I mean, this is a Big Ten type of team, the way that they've recruited, the depth that they have. I said it earlier, this could be the elimination game for the college football playoff. And you look at the resume right now, and if they went out, you have to start thinking about Cincinnati and Luke Fickell's bunch and putting them in the conversation for a college football playoff bid.
There's a chance that they're going to move up at least 1 spot, because right in front of them, Penn State lost today. What are you going to do with BYU? Wisconsin looked awfully good. They were ranked 14. How high do you start jumping some of the other Power 5 teams that are winning in their league? And here's Jared Dokes. He's got a lot of running room in front of him, and Cincinnati is putting on a show tonight in Dallas. Touchdown, Bearcats. And it's been their offense tonight that has proven to be a dominant one potentially.
Think about this, the left side of that offensive line and the job that they've done. You think about it, they've had 2 starters at center. Jake Renfro, the freshman, he's in for Jakari Robinson. Dylan O'Quinn in for Jeremy Cooper. You've got 2 guys, 2 new starters along the offensive line. And this rushing attack, which offensive coordinator Mike Denbrock said was a work in progress. Well, that work in progress has just put up 313 rushing yards on SMU tonight.
Any changes, Kirk, to your top 5, group of 5, after what we've seen?
No, not at all. No, I think Cincinnati is the best group of 5 team right now. SMU, obviously, they're going to drop tonight. How about the shots? The shot clears.
New quarterback after Grayson McCall got hurt. Fred Payton did the job today.
I think you look at Marshall. Obviously, they had a win today. And then Boise, the Broncos, Hank Bachmeier.
They got a date later on with BYU.
That's going to be a big one. But that's the way I see it right now. We'll see where SMU falls after this week. But, man, you talk about hanging 42 up offensively for Luke Fickell's offense.
Dokes beats the drum. 6 more on the board and a 42-13 lead. BYU, by the way, they cannot win the Group of 5 bid to a New Year's Six Bowl because they can't win a conference championship, but they can still get an invitation to a big bowl, and certainly as an undefeated at the end of the season could possibly be in the conversation for a playoff spot. We're going to see the Buckeyes again next week in prime time at Penn State. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. Buckeyes have won 7 of the last 8 against the Nittany Lions. Penn State stunned in overtime today by Indiana, while the Buckeyes mauled Nebraska. Justin Fields, 3 touchdowns. Master Teague, the pair of rushing touchdowns. And it looks like Shane Buechele's night is done. And Terrence Gibson will come on here as the quarterback in the final 2 minutes. So to revisit the Bearcat defense, they're going to hold SMU to around 300 total yards, well below their average. The Mustangs just 83 yards rushing, only 216 yards passing, and of course, biggest of all, a team averaging 42 a game, held to just 13. And a pair of 4th down stops in the 4th quarter to shut down any hopes for the Mustangs.
I think if you're SMU, again, you're going to look at the film and say, look, that was a good defense we went up against, but we didn't help ourselves. We didn't hold on to the football. Too many drops, penalties, just never got into the flow. And I think about that first couple drives of the game by Cincinnati. They came out with great tempo, with great energy, and SMU was playing catch-up from the beginning of the football game.
Looks like that touchdown run, by the way, for Desmond Ritter tied the school record, 91 yards for a Cincinnati quarterback.
But I think this is a great win for Cincinnati. I mean, this is a statement win.
Huge.
We're talking about a number 16 team in the country, and you go into their place and you hang 42 on them. I just want to see what the AP says next week.
You're going to have obviously a lot of things going to have to fall in place for you, right? You got to hope that once the Pac-12 starts, they don't have anybody that runs the table and looks really good doing it. The Big 12 certainly doesn't look like at this point they would be sending a team. Their only chance would probably be Oklahoma State, so you've got to hope that they lose.
They won today
against
Iowa State.
Gibson scrambling around. Chances are there might only be just the one SEC team that goes. And the Buckeyes perhaps go undefeated. So if you're Cincinnati, you just got to keep lurking, keep lingering.
Concentrate on yourself.
Yes.
Focus on yourself, and you let the chips fall where they may.
42-13 is the final score. The Bearcats hit the road and come up big. Their first road win against a ranked opponent since 2009, and it's an impressive one as they beat previously undefeated SMU. And now let's get you to SportsCenter.